Guess who's back? Back again. Shade is back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I need to stop, yeah. Okay. Hi. My name Rhea Sawant. Well, today's topic is my favorite topic, you can say. The favorite subject. Perspective. Perspective. Well, it has different meaning for all different people. But what perspective means to me, I will like to share. I feel perspective is the strange distance between what happened and what you believe happened. And why would I say that? Like, for example, two people can stand in the same room, hear the same words, look at the same face, and leave carrying completely different stories. One person sees confidence, another sees arrogance, one sees beauty, another sees insecurity hidden beneath beauty. One sees a woman who has everything, another sees a woman desperately trying not to lose herself. Nothing changed except the eyes looking at it, right? And that's the power of perspective. A woman can look into a mirror and see a flaw. Someone else can look at the same face and see something unforgettable. She sees the lipstick she put on because she doesn't feel beautiful. Someone else sees a woman who looks effortlessly beautiful. She knows how much effort went into appearing effortless. They only see the illusion. And perhaps that's what makes beauty so complicated. We are constantly being interpreted by people who don't have access to the reasons behind what they see. Your silence can look like confidence to some people. Your sadness can look like elegance to some. People don't see your reality. They see their interpretation of your reality. And sometimes we do the same thing to ourselves. We look backward at an old version of ourselves and judge her with the knowledge we have now. Maybe we say, why did I allow that? Why did I leave? Why didn't I leave? Why did I love them? Why was I so insecure? But that version of you didn't have today's perspective, darling. She was standing inside the story, and you are looking at it from outside. Of course, it looks different now. That's why perspective is also a form of time travel. The person you were wasn't necessarily foolish. She simply couldn't see what you can see now. And the most beautiful thing about perspective is this: you can change your life without changing your circumstances, simply by changing what they mean to you. A scar can mean I was broken, or I survived something. I survived something. I repeat. Being alone can mean nobody chose me, or I finally have space to choose myself. Rejection can mean I wasn't enough, or that wasn't where I belong. The event didn't change, the story changed. And sometimes healing is nothing more mysterious than learning to tell yourself a kinder story about what happened. That's why perspective is so powerful for an artist. An artist doesn't necessarily see something everyone else, everyone else has never seen. They see something ordinary from an angle nobody thought to look from. And this is exactly how I see things. Maybe the smallest things I see that won't fascinate you or y'all, whoever is watching this video, but it will to me. Because for me, some things which has no meaning is very meaningful for me. A cigarette isn't just a cigarette. A dress isn't just a dress. A mirror isn't just a mirror. A lipstick isn't just lipstick. A woman sitting alone isn't necessarily lonely. And a woman surrounded by people isn't necessarily loved. So, what all of this means? It means like finding meaning in something which doesn't have meaning? I don't think so. Perspective turns objects into symbols and movements into meaning. Maybe that's why the most fascinating people aren't always the one who have the most extraordinary lives. They are the ones who can look at an ordinary life and somehow make you see it differently. Perspective is realizing that the same thing can break one person, save another, and mean absolutely nothing to someone else. We experience our interpretation of it. We interpret things because we don't experience life exactly as it happens. The same silence can feel like rejection when you're insecure. Peace when you're healing. The same person can look like your soulmate when you want them, a stranger when you lose them, and a lesson when you finally understand them. And maybe that's the strangest thing about perspective. You can spend years, baby, thinking someone ruined your life, only to wake up one morning and realize they redirected it. Nothing about the past changed. You changed. And suddenly the memory has a different face. Maybe that's why we shouldn't always ask, what happened to me? Maybe we should ask, who am I looking at it as? Because sometimes the thing you're trying to escape isn't your past, It's the meaning you give it. You need to change your perspective. If it's wrong, if it's hurting you, if it is breaking you, if it is making you a bad person, perspective plays a big role in our life. When the same window keeps showing you the same darkness, you don't need to change the window. You need to change your way of seeing the window. Sometimes life doesn't need to change. You need to look at it differently. The thing you called rejection may have been redirection. The loneliness you hated may have been the first time you heard yourself. The person you thought you lost may have been the person who taught you to find yourself. Perspective is the little shift that turns a wound into a story. And sometimes, darling, you don't need a new life. You just need new eyes. That's my time.